Hello, my friends, and welcome to this week's energy update for August 29th through to September 4th. My name is Rebecca, and thank you so much for joining me here. I do apologize for any sort of outside noise on this recording. As I do this, I'm actually camping, so anything you hear outside, I do apologize for, but I wanted to make sure I took some time to slip away and do this reading for you all. So checking into this week's energies and themes, we have some gorgeous and beautiful energies that want to present, and ultimately a lot of this energy of acceptance, forgiveness, freedom that is coming forward for us this week, and this huge support that is really coming through for each and every single one of us, which has been absolutely stunning to tune into. So to jump into our main themes, we have freedom from illusions, renewing childlike innocence, remembering peace is all that matters. Sorry, I got to turn the page, which is now stuck together. I apologize. Releasing heartbreak and re-experiencing of grief, allowing for clarity and humanness, releasing fears of the unknown, including karmic connections, happy endings, asking for help, rest and rejuvenation, and true release. So we have some really beautiful themes clearly that are presenting in the collective this week. And one of the first ones that really came through was this freedom of illusions. And as I was meditating, I was outside by the water and absolutely beautiful, tranquil space that I thought would be perfect for me to go to and enjoy in nature. And what was really presenting was, as soon as I wrote this first theme, I saw this beautiful dragonfly, this huge dragonfly that presented and came and landed right on the rock I was sitting on. And it really just clarified this very strong theme of releasing any illusions, getting the clarity we need, coming forward and having that divine support that's very present, because that's very much what the dragonfly represents, is this freedom and ability to see through illusions we have. And what was really cool was a lot of this illusion that I felt and was tuning into this week has been self-created. And that was kind of the guidance that I was getting. So it's like, where do we have personal stories? Where are we creating and continually gathering evidence to support these illusions? And where are we needing to see truth and be honest with ourselves? So this theme is very strongly coming through of helping us release these illusions that say whatever it is we continually are saying to ourselves. So being very mindful this week, what am I telling myself every single day, and is it true? And really tuning into that honesty. And what I was really hearing is a lot of us are fighting our egos recently because we're having this shift in consciousness. And the energies lately have been really presenting to help us go into this rebirth. So who do we want to become? Who do we want to birth into the world? What version of self do you want to consciously choose every day? And I really feel like this is so strongly coming through this week and helping us choose consciously our belief systems and get really honest and real about what we truly believe, and if we want to continue believing the things we believe. So what self-made illusions do we currently have, and how can we release the sad stories, release the things that keep us locked in a pattern of suffering or sadness or despair, and deciding to choose different, allowing ourselves to see past the ego's defenses of keeping us safe and being able to create new from this space of authenticity. So the guidance very strongly that was coming through with this is allowing yourself to take time away this week and to listen to the inner guidance of your heart space, your higher self, your guides, and connecting with them regularly, because we're really needing to see beyond where we are perhaps compromising or self-sabotaging our own journey. Because the ego does that. It can be very tricky because it hides from us sometimes the truth that we need to face, because we're wanting to stay safe. We want to stay in the familiar. And what they're showing me right now is this clenched fist that's trying to hold on so tightly to the past, to how we've lived life in the past. And perhaps our journey thus far, but we're being encouraged to let go, loosen that grip, allow freedom to unfold, allow the unfamiliar to come in, and do what you need to do to feel safe in this unknown territory. And they're really showing a lot of our inner soul coming through here, our higher selves coming through to support us. They're showing me hands on the shoulders, saying you're not alone in this. Trust, ask, and set intentions to find out what you need to see clearly. And very strongly, this is coming through. If you feel lost, if you're unsure of where to start with this, set the intention that clarity come. So making sure we're taking the time to truly go inward and allow ourselves to see honest truth about where we are currently. So really strong guidance to listen and to not talk ourselves out of the guidance that comes forward. Okay, this was a theme that came through I almost said yesterday, but last week. So be mindful, allow yourself to truly hear the messages that surface and to take that divinely guided action. So then we drop into this renewing of childlike innocence. And what I wrote after that was restoration of inner peace and tranquility, remembering what it means to be human. You are beautiful just the way you are, okay? Now with this, we're really getting this reminder that we are truly innocent. And if you are holding on to guilt, if you are harboring shame anywhere in your life, and if that presents perhaps this week, allowing yourself to create this new belief system, to remind yourself of the innocent child within, the pure soul that you are, that you came into this world with, and how we can truly allow ourselves to forgive others and even ourselves. So this is a very strong theme this week about forgiveness and allowing ourselves to see through the lens of love. So all of us have been working so hard in releasing these old programs, these old versions of being, ways of being ourselves, and taking this divinely guided action to take on this new perspective. And by no means is this easy. And I really feel this coming through. Like this might be a challenge for a lot of us to address the deeper parts of ourselves that we feel shameful about, or events in our past that perhaps we feel guilty for, or how we behaved, or even just innocent areas where we didn't realize, and being mindful of where we're truly needing to release blame, where we're truly needing to release any sort of guilt and shame that we've acquired throughout our journey, because this naturally happens no matter what your background, no matter what programs you run. No matter how wonderful perhaps your upbringing was, there always can be these traces found where we felt we weren't good enough, or where we needed to prove, or where we felt, shameful for being human, for being who we were, or who we are. And we're being really called this week to go deeper into that. Where are there parts of ourselves that we're still rejecting? Where are there events in life that we still feel shame or blame about, or perhaps with others? But I'm strongly getting this as self-forgiveness this week, and we're really being encouraged to liberate ourselves from these emotions because we're truly not worthy of it. So the first suggestion that came through was put on the eyes of love, put on that perspective. Would you still be berating your best friend about something they did in the past? Would you still be berating anybody other than yourself for the things you hold yourself so accountable for? And they're really allowing us to see through a different lens this week of kindness, of compassion, and allowing us to really put into practice what we've been trying to cultivate. So yes, this can be difficult, but when you address these situations and say something specific presents, ask yourself this question: how can I now change my perspective? How can I now give myself the love and compassion that I know I need, that everybody is deserving of? And how can I truly accept things as they are and allow myself to free myself from past guilt, shame, whatever the scenario may be for you. And with that, I'm really hearing us to really be mindful of the human experience, recognizing we are human beings. We're not perfect. We never will be. And acknowledging that the universe is always making things happen in divine order, that always has a reason for the things that sometimes happen in life, and allowing ourselves to really cultivate this freedom that we've been asking for in life. So I'm really seeing a lot of us succeed in this, and allowing that love to come through, this kindness, this compassion and forgiveness. So allow yourself to tap into the heart energy and free yourself. Okay. Then we have this restoration of inner peace and tranquility. So where have we been craving peace? Where are we needing to bring more harmony within our relationships, within our relationship with self, or within our life in general? And I'm hearing this is a very dominant theme that's presenting this week, this last week, and very well could be leading forward. And so we're really being called to restore harmony. Have you been feeling restless? Have you been feeling like life is getting out of control? Have you been having arguments or big things trigger you? And if so, how can you work with these situations and restore your balance, restore your harmony, and recognize these things for what they are, triggers for healing? Okay, so being very mindful of that. How can I recognize my humanness? How can I come to more self-acceptance? How can I restore peace within myself so no matter what happens, I have a firm foundation that's not readily knocked away? And I'm really hearing us really stand firm in our new version of self and asking for help when we need it. So be very mindful this week. If anything comes forward and trigger you, really be mindful of how you can turn these triggers into almost this shifting the things that we feel are wrong or upsetting or frustrating, and shifting the perspective to how is this happening for me? How can I take the driver's seat? How can I remain calm? How can I still maintain my inner peace? And what I really heard with this was the universe is with you. So reminding yourself you're not alone no matter what you're going through. Every single guide, angel, ancestor that you can think of is always readily available if you ask. So then I wrote, remembering peace is all that matters. And it starts first within your mind. So with this, being mindful of your thoughts this week, being mindful of how we're treating ourselves, how we are approaching these new triggers, scenarios, events that are going to happen in life, and how we want to react. So choosing consciously. I know I'm not going to be able to avoid, disruptions. I know I'm not going to be able to avoid arguments or bickers always throughout my whole life, because that's just not how life works. And allowing yourself to take the driver's seat, to become the leader, and really being mindful of, is this worth my peace? Is this taking my power away? Is this adding to my experience, or is it taking? And really being, once again, mindful of how we approach these new events and things that happen in life going forward. And that including our thoughts. Are we allowing our mind to run away with us? Are we allowing ourselves to get stressed out when it's unnecessary? And once more, being very mindful of that inner peace and how we can continue to conserve it throughout our human experience. So next I have the theme of releasing heartbreak and a re-experiencing of grief, okay? So of course when we first hear this, we're like, oh great, what now? And I feel like a lot of us the past few weeks, we've been challenged to really address things that perhaps we haven't addressed. Perhaps there's been some shadow work. Perhaps there's been this recognition of these shadow aspects of self, the disowned self, and we're being really called to do this work of self-acceptance. And what I'm hearing is a lot of these old stories may present. So where we're still heartbroken over things that have happened in the past, where we're still harboring these old wounds and nursing these wounds when they're ready to heal. And I'm seeing some of these old wounds present this week to truly be acknowledged and honored. So don't be surprised if hurtful things present, if old memories surface, if our past comes back to haunt us, so to speak, and allowing ourselves to be in that and honor it. So instead of trying to stuff it down, to push it away, to not acknowledge the emotions of hurt or grief that we still carry in our hearts, how can we now once again approach ourselves in a loving way, using those lenses of love and going, you know what, this is a cry for compassion. This is an opportunity for me to mother myself, for me to show up for myself the way others perhaps in life haven't, and providing ourselves what we truly need. And so I'm really hearing that with this recognition, with this approach, we then begin to truly heal. We begin to stand up for ourselves, to give ourselves what we need and meet those needs every single day. So they're really kind of saying, don't beat yourself up if at first you revert to your old programming and go, oh, not right now. I can't face that right now. Or you perhaps suspend yourself in that grief and you feel it and you can't shake it for that moment. Allow yourself to be human. And they're saying, do not beat yourself up if this happens. If those old programs come up, it's because that's all we've known thus far. This is new territory for us. And I keep saying that we've never really learned to nurture ourselves, to take care of our own needs. We've been taught to look externally for validation. But this week we're really being called to become our own best friend, to become the ultimate comforter, to become the leader and go, you know what? I'm here for me. I'm going to show up for me, and I'm going to give myself, my mind, my body, my spirit, exactly what it's been crying for. And I'm hearing a lot of us, it's that acceptance, it's that love, it's that nurturing and going, you know what? It's okay to be me. It's okay to feel how I feel. And with that, this liberation comes. And I'm seeing this freeing of the heart space. We're emptying out all the old so we can truly make room for the new that wants to come in. Because with this theme, we're getting a strong secondary theme present, which is a death and rebirth. So this death, this symbolism of this death, it's going to be gone. The old version of self is dying and withering away. So this new life can begin. And that's the cycle that we're truly in. So be patient throughout this process. And that's what I'm really getting strong here, is we might feel like we're at our wit's end. We might feel like giving up. We might feel like the hurt is too much, or there's too much chaos. There's too much unknown. And I'm seeing a lot of us become overwhelmed and just want to throw in the towel. But what I'm hearing very strongly is don't give up. This is the home stretch. You were almost there. All of this is coming up to help you let go, to help you finally face these final things so we can truly bring in new in our lives. And they're really allowing us this time and space to process. And once again, doing this shadow work is not always easy. So give yourself the grace, give yourself compassion every single moment, every step of the way. And I'm hearing this is going to show your inner child. This is going to show the true parts of you, that you are worthy of trust, that you are resilient, that no matter what happens going forward, you are going to be there for yourself. And I'm seeing this shift our own perspective and relationship with self to something that's truly beautiful. And with this, I'm also seeing a shift in how we perceive our world, how we perceive the universe. I feel like a lot of us once more have been going through a bit of this dark night of the soul, these things that seem to really be coming to finality, and it's very quick, and sometimes it feels very overwhelming with this great death and rebirth cycle. almost like the Tower card in tarot, we feel like the rug has been ripped out from under us. But what I'm really seeing is this cultivation of this new perspective of, okay, this is happening for me. How is the universe helping me? And we're shifting this broader perspective of the world and our lives in general and going, okay, I'm going to trust that everything that's happening is for my highest good. I'm not going to blame the universe. I'm not going to go, universe, you don't love me. You're punishing me. We're not going to entertain those old stories anymore. And we're going to come to this element of acceptance of life on life's terms and recognizing that everything we're experiencing here on earth as a soul is to our truest benefit. Very strong theme this week. So then I have this secondary theme after this of allowing for clarity. Okay, so if we're not getting clarity right away, a lot of us get frustrated. And that includes myself. Sometimes it's like, why am I not getting the answers? Why am I not getting the clarity I need when I need it? And coming to this understanding that perhaps it is all happening in divine timing. So if the answers elude you, if you're getting frustrated for not seeing the road ahead just yet, trust that there's a reason for it. And once again, trusting that everything is in the universe's hands. And I keep hearing, how can you trust? How can you trust even more? How can you call in the assistance and support? How can you change the energy of frustration and anger, resentment, whatever it is that presents for you this week, into peace? Because this is what we're really learning, this huge theme of harmonizing our relationship with self, harmonizing our lives, harmonizing what has been in disarray, and coming to this energy of complete peace within ourselves. So no matter what happens externally, whether we have the answers or not, we're still living life day by day without disrupting this inner peace and tranquility. Okay, so really big theme, hold onto your peace. We then have this release fear of the unknown, and then I have in brackets karmic ties, okay? So allowing yourselves to, once again, forego the fear. When these fears present, seeing them for what they are is sometimes the ego going and trying to keep us safe. Well, don't do new because this, and this. Or, oh, I can't do this because this, and this. And we're really being encouraged this week to fight the fear. Fight those old programs, those old ways of being. And go, you know what? Thank you, ego, for trying to keep me safe. But I'm going to choose different. I'm going to choose new. I'm going to allow myself to step into the unknown and know I am safe to do so. And I'm seeing a lot of these fears that present this week being very connected to past lives, connected to past karma, and we're really being called to clear these energies. So there's also this little energy of poverty here. So anywhere that we have money fears, anywhere that we are stumped by our career, or they're just showing me root chakra issues. So anywhere we're not feeling supported by life, anywhere that we're feeling our basic needs and necessities are not being met, going in deeper and going, where is the karmic connection? Can I meditate? Can I set an intention for this release to happen? So whatever this previous energy is, whether it's from family dynamics, belief systems, or even just how we've done things in the past, these cycles, how can we be the cycle breaker? And that's what I'm really hearing this week, is we are being asked to break these cycles that no longer are for our highest good. And I'm really strongly getting money, finances, career. So really being mindful, where am I still stuck in an old pattern? Where am I still making sacrifices? Where am I still not honoring who I am, who I've become, and not seeing my true deservingness and worth and value? And I'm seeing some of us fight back this week. So if an event presents where it's like, oh, well, you need to settle, you need to do this, I'm hearing say no. Know your worth and value. Break the pattern. Break the cycle is what we're strongly being encouraged. And recognizing these fears, that are very deep-seated as perhaps karmic ties that are wanting to be cut. So go deeper when you get triggered, when you feel these fears presenting, go deeper, meditate on them, set the intention to release these ties and set yourself free, okay? I'm definitely seeing removal of energies that have for a long time clung to a lot of our energy fields unknowingly. So they're just showing me this energy shifting and leaving, and actually us as individuals remove it. So taking the energies and clearing them from our energy fields. And if this is something you're unsure of how to do, remember to ask for help. So this week, that's a very strong theme as well. So reach out to your local practitioners, your energy work, Reiki masters, anyone that does these energy work. That's being very highlighted this week to help you to really remove those energies so they're not lingering, and you can really clean that energy to be just authentically yours. Okay, so very strong theme. Next from that, we have happy ending, okay? So with this, I got a very strong message that this is all dependent on our perspectives. So once again, there's always a happy ending, but are you seeing it? So really this week, I wrote down, we must believe that we will get what we want. We must believe that the universe wants us to succeed. Okay, so really getting this strong theme that there's always a happy ending. And specifically this week, I'm getting a lot of these areas of life where there's been disarray coming to closure, coming to this acceptance, coming to this ending and conclusion. And the universe is very much celebrating this end of a cycle, this completion of perhaps years and years and years of being stuck in the same patterns. And I feel like this liberation, this weightlessness that comes in with this happy ending. So once again, if we're not fully seeing that yet, and I'm seeing some of us go, oh my gosh, I'm just so tired, I'm so exhausted, I can't see the good through all of the thicket yet. They're just saying, hold on to that hope, keep trusting, believe in yourself, believe you are worthy of these happy outcomes and fight for them. And I'm really seeing us push through this last bit, and the universe really encouraging us to believe in success. Believe that the universe has our back, and believe that the universe wants us to truly have that happy ending as well. Okay, so if you're dealing with doubt, if you're fighting old programs that the universe is punishing you, it's making you suffer, that things just never go your way, they're really asking you to be mindful of this law of attraction and taking responsibility for your own vibration, for your own life and your own circumstances. And they're almost saying, remember that you too play a very large role in your life. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. So there's a strong message here to take responsibility for the role you have played in your life and the role and responsibility you have now, that part to play in your own world right now, and how you at any moment can seize the opportunity to change, to really allow positivity and beauty into your life if you allow it. So very strong message here. So next I have this theme of asking for help, okay? So this is very dominant throughout the entire week. So where do you need to ask for help? Where do you need assistance? And I'm seeing some of us feel, once again, this heaviness, this helplessness, like there's no way out, there's no way life can change. And I'm seeing us get really stuck in this pattern this week. And so once again, we're being told, well, take action. When you feel helpless, when you feel afraid, what can you do to change the energy? How can you raise your vibration? And how can you ask for assistance when it's needed, okay? Because I'm seeing a lot of us almost like they're showing me the fetal position here, where we're all just hunkered up. We don't want to be vulnerable in any way. And what I'm really getting, it's like, tell others how you feel. Let others know what you're going through. And I'm just seeing this shared community, sharing the load with others, allowing yourself to say what you need to say and go, you know what, I'm suffering right now. I'm having a hard time. And even though I know all the things I need to do, perhaps you just need the support, people to fight with you, people to be your shoulder, have that shoulder to cry on. And I'm really just getting that very strongly here this week, is allowing yourself to see how you matter. So I wrote, ask for help, tell others how you feel, your feelings matter. And then I said, don't allow emotion to control you. Okay, so once again, we're being asked, feel how you feel, reach out for help, tell others how you feel, share that load, but come to this conclusion this week that regardless of how we're feeling, we still have the logic and the ability to move forward anyway. So even if we're afraid, even if that emotion comes up, even if hurt comes up, even if this paralyzing fear comes over us about taking a new path, we're being called to push through it. So honor your feelings, respect them, ask for help where needed, and maybe even asking the help that's needed to help you move forward, to take those next steps. So not allowing the emotions to control us. So I wrote, choose the path of your life and just follow your feet. Okay, so really was getting this strong reference here to follow your feet, one step at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time, one 24-hour day, not overwhelming ourselves with the journey, but enjoying each step of the process. So very strongly, this guidance is coming through. Choose where you want to go. Follow your feet one step at a time. Okay. And then I got, the journey may be long, but the richness and fulfillment of your life awaits. Okay. So very strong, beautiful message. So then we have this emphasis on focusing on service as well. So when we're feeling overwhelmed, when our worlds seem crushing down on us, how can we shift the perspective of just us to helping others who might be going through the same thing? How can we once again share the load? How can we serve others? This week, this is a strong theme as well. So when you're going through something, sometimes it really helps to not hide yourself away, but to get involved in acts of service. And so I was strongly hearing if it's within our ability to help others and to do so willingly, to do so happily. And I'm seeing this really lighten our energies, because when we help others, we feel good too. And this exchange of happiness comes through. And I'm also getting this in terms of our life purpose. So this week we might receive some downloads, some divine inspiration of how we're here to help the world and how can we really prioritize our life destiny going forward. So then we have this last few themes here of resting, allowing ourselves to take what we need, show up for ourselves. And what I was really getting here is we don't need to wait, okay? So don't wait for others to go, oh, you should have a rest, or oh, you look tired, you need to take a break. Don't wait. Don't allow others to tell you what you need. Come to this recognition of self, come to this self-soothing, come to this ownership of life and go, you know what? I'm listening now. I'm going to listen and prioritize me. I'm going to prioritize my health. I'm going to listen to the voice of my intuition. And I'm seeing a lot of us begin to cultivate once more this deeper relationship with who we are and with the universe as well, because the more we step into our authenticity, the more we connect with spirit, the more our vibration rises and the more easily we can connect. And so I'm seeing this huge this light that's coming through from the crown chakra here. So very strong visual of this connectivity to spirit. And I've gotten this very additional message here of the veil being thin, and I believe I mentioned that in our last reading as well. But this energy of support, this energy of connection. And once again, seeing how we're deserving of it, seeing how close our loved ones, our spirits on the other side, our guides, our angels are truly near. And I'm seeing us really connect in this very strong way. So don't be surprised if spiritual expansion happens this week, because I'm very strongly getting that the crown chakras are opening, that we're connecting more, that our gifts are growing. And with this expansion, the old is falling away. The old ways of being are falling away. This detoxification process begins. And we're really cultivating an overall healthy perspective, well-being this week. So take what you need and allow yourself to come to this newness of life. So really beautiful reading this week. So I want to just pull us a final card here. So I'm just going to grab my deck. Let's see. Our final card for today that I'm pulling on our reading today is hope. So very strong message. Keep your hope. Cultivate hope. Know that the best is yet to come. Don't give up. Allow yourself to see through the hard times. Allow yourself to call in the support you need. Do what you need to do to support and honor yourself and your emotions. Listen to the inner guidance that comes through, because it's so trustworthy. And don't be afraid to reach out to those around you that perhaps you need to be built up too. And so I'm really hearing that. Allow yourself to be supported. So overall, an absolutely beautiful week, some beautiful energies. Yes, we might have some old things revisit, but keep your strength, keep your hope. Know that in the end, everything is happening for our highest benefit, and you are stronger than you know. So I'm sending you all so much love and light. Have a beautiful week, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you would like to book any of my services or connect with me personally. Sending you all so much love. Bye-bye.